Hello YouTubers, Troz here, back with more Satisfactory. And we're out here in the Northwest Desert, some place I really haven't explored too much. Our second factory is way over there. And that's the second bauxite station that we set up last time. And we're over here, as the sun apparently sets, because we need copper. Last time we set up bauxite and quartz crystal mines. We're trying to produce the aluminum plates, in fact the Alclad aluminum plates. But to clad them, you need copper. It's apparently copper cladding over aluminum or something to that effect. And yeah, there's not a lot of nearby copper. In fact, this is the closest. We probably actually have gone further for copper, but that was for pure nodes. These are just normal nodes over here. In fact, let's... Basically, yeah, there's one over there, there's one here, and one right here. So there's three normal nodes that are all close together, and we've ran a train out here. I've actually tested the train a little just to make sure I had all the tracks hooked up, and of course the cars have already disconnected from the train, which is over here. Hopefully they'll fix that bug soon. Hopefully this is just a little saving lag. While we're waiting for that, what the? I apparently miscalculated something or some things last time, and I had us making a different number of aluminum sheets per minute. But if we come over here. For turbo motors, we want to make, should be 33 of these a minute, because that will use up 88 motors a minute, and we're making 90, so that's just about all of them. But this requires a bunch of heat sinks, which require just about 400 aluminum sheets per minute. Then I previously had us making 50 batteries a minute, but that would have used double that, so over 700. And yeah, that's just way too much. So basically I cut this number in half. We're going to do 25 batteries a minute. So 75 plus 400 is 775. So I said, hey, wait, a full Mark 5 belt is 780. Let's go for that. 780 aluminum sheets per minute. That means, hey, we're gonna need 1,040 raw quartz, which is about how much we're getting out of one pure node and one normal node. We're gonna need a lot of bauxite. We're not actually getting that many. We're getting 3 Mark 3 belts. Mark 5 belts, the 780 belts, so that is only 2340. So we probably need at least another normal node of bauxite, but we can deal with that a little later. At least at first we'll have several train loads. Like our train station's already full, so yeah, we'll have to do something eventually, but not at first. But we need also 520 copper and 520 limestone. So we're over here trying to get the copper. We'll actually get more than this, and we also need limestone. So let's get those now. Nice and dark. Apparently, I pick good times to start videos. No, I don't. I want to... Oh, yeah. There we go. Hold R. So we need to get rid of this pure, whatever, cap. And we have a normal. I already got rid of that one there. Actually, because while I was over here, I needed some wire, so I had a handcraft. And let's come over here, and there's also a pure plug. You know, I don't need 4 miner Mark IIIs. I need 5 of them. So we may have to get some more steel pipe. We can pick that up quick as we move between the stations. Alright, so let's put down a miner Mark III and stations that way. So let's spin it towards the station. Why won't you let me build? Alright. There we go. Apparently a key was stuck or something. Let's get some power. Oh, there. You know, it was working fine. Alright, this sounds a little weird. I've been playing for, let's say, 2 hours. And it's been working fine up until now. And you don't want to go that far? Got Mark V belt with me. Not that I think we'll need it. While I'm here, let's stick in a power shard. 240. This will get us up to 360 a minute. Really only about half of the belt. How did I manage to do that too? Look at that. Let's go up to here. Then over to here. And wouldn't you know it? Yeah, I don't want a foundation. I want belt. And you can go right in there. And you know what? I'm going to be right back after restarting to hopefully fix the audio. And you know what? I'll have put in the other 2 miners too, so we won't waste time on that. See you in just a minute. Okay, I'm back. We have the miners set up. They need some power. I think the audio's fixed. We'll see in a minute here. Let's hook up the power. Oop. Here comes a train through here. Yeah, these will be producing at 360 per minute. We need 500 and some odd, so we just need 2 of these. So one is spare for now. And it helps if I hook up power to all of them. Okay, now is time for the limestone. Let's actually get rid of this and head to the drop-off, and we'll get on the limestone train, which hopefully will be at the station there. I was going to say this is going to be a bit tricky, but this train is moving out of my way, so that's a good thing. Actually, I think that's the back of the bauxite train, because that's the only one I have that has a locomotive on the back of it as well. Yeah, so I've done a bit of work underneath the factory to add in 2 more stations. Had to, let's say, rearrange things a little bit. But I've gotten 2 more stations, and I think there's room for 1 more, which we definitely will probably need for additional bauxite, as I mentioned, and also additional quartz, because those turbo motors are going to need some crystal oscillators to work properly, so we're going to need more quartz to make them. Let's try to stay on this train, which I'm not sure which train we're on at the... Hopefully they fix this soon. Yeah, there's a path to go here without going through like the quartz drop-off. You can see it there, the outer track, but apparently it's slightly longer, so the trains don't like to take it or something. Yeah, so here's the copper drop-off station. Yeah, so the copper train is gonna drop its stuff off there. It should make another round. Great, that's what I needed. We're now gonna take the limestone train, which is also missing its cars. Let's swap these around. And it kind of shares the station with the PAX train. So this was for the underground quartz. This new turnoff over here is going to the limestone station that I've set up. There is limestone right here. And actually, there's limestone right there as well as 1 copper. I believe that's a normal node. I believe that's also a normal node. However, over here, there's 2 pure nodes that we're going to be using. And I was hoping that this was a short enough distance that we can actually fill, not fill these, have the train get back before they fill up. Let's say that. We're gonna need, yeah, there's an equipment workshop over here. We're gonna need some portable miners. So here's the first node. I believe this is pure. Yes, it is pure. Actually, let's... Oop. A little bit of lag there. That should now be doing 720 a minute. Four is too steep. There we go. Let's try going the other way. Where can... Right there. Great. And we'll actually power you now, so I don't forget. The other location is a little far, but not too bad. It's over here on this hill. We'll leave you be. And yeah, we're gonna have an interesting time getting a belt over here. Or back, I should say. And I just remembered that I didn't make the portable miners, but that's okay. We can build an equipment workshop easily. And this will be our last turbo motor, so we'll have to, well, either not make any more mines or go back to our main base to get some more. And you're not gonna make it there. And what if we tried this the other way? Come on. No. Alright. How about that? Too steep. Too much lag. Oh, that may have been just another save. Alright, that makes it. And you make it. And let's put a power shard in and power you up and not fall off of this. Now if I plan this out correctly, yeah, that barely makes it. And you should make it. There we go. And you should barely make it. And will you make it? Not quite, but you'll make it over here. And then from here we'll do a conveyor lift. Alright, that's not too bad. And we'll take the train back now. In fact, we'll remove the end of line here so the train will keep delivering things. Alright. Now we just need to set up production. Luckily, I have that mostly set up already on the top floor. But, you know, we gotta get the materials up there. So, that'll be a bit interesting, let's say. One problem I think we'll have, though, is with all these trains coming and going, they may wind up switching the switches on each other all the time. So I'm not sure how that's going to go. We'll see, and hopefully they did say they're going to try to work on some improvements to trains next. Alright. This was our copper drop-off. Where is our copper train? Okay, it's coming back. I would have thought it came back already. But, you know, maybe with this switching issue, it didn't make it yet. I should probably put a quick turnaround right outside of, well, this massive station here. So that if the train does get routed wrong, it can turn around and come back. Alright, well, by my calculations, we're going to need 8 belts. And when I say belts, I mean Mark 5 belts of materials. One of those belts is going to be copper. And so we got copper coming out of 2 of these because we're only getting 360 per miner. But 2 of them is more than we need. So we're going to combine those. And that's going to come over here, and is going to be this last belt. Here is the 8 belts we're going to be sending. And they're going to go all the way over there and up conveyor lifts. The first thing, though, we need is limestone and quartz. Let's go to the, so raw quartz, limestone, that gets us the silica. And we're going to need 1 belt of limestone and basically 2 belts of quartz. We have your oil. Oop. You're the quartz train. Let's get you on your way. We're gonna remove your end of line. You should have already delivered some stuff. Yes, look at that. So we have 3 stations here of quartz. We need 2 belts. Yeah, and the rate that the train, or the rate we're mining is, we can't just take from 2 of these. I don't think. Maybe, no, we can't. Because we only have 1 pure and 1 normal. The pure alone is not a whole belt. But together, all 3 will be above 1,000 or 1,100. So we need to combine these 3 into 2 outputs. So that's what I have here. We'll belt 1 in here, it splits it twice. 1 in here, it splits it, 2 ways. 1 in here, it splits it 2 ways. And then we take 1 belt from each, combine it for the top, 1 belt from each, combine it to the bottom. That gets us our 2 belts. Alright, let's do that. I just put a little place to stand over here. So we want the first 3. Ooh. Let's put 1 more there. Alright. I gotta use Mark 5 belts. We're gonna come up about that high, and it helps if I actually connect the Mark 5 belts to the right spot. We want the output, not the input. And of course you're gonna be trouble. Alright. Let's remove these then. I guess I need to measure first. Go up 1 higher. Oh, that one didn't go up as high as the others. That's fine though. Won't fit all the way, but we'll go to here. There should be, yeah, quartz already. So you'll go here. You'll go here. You'll go there. And yeah, that's the idea. We'll have 2 belts there, and you will come over to there, you will come to there, that's our 2 belts. Limestone, which should be coming back here any moment. Actually, I should be able to name the trains now, and they remember them. Copper train, limestone train. Let's check the map train. Yeah, so this is the underground quartz. This is the limestone. This is the copper. There's the copper train. You're the limestone train. Hey, that's great. So limestone train, again, we're gonna connect both of these. We really only need one belt, but we're getting it from both. If needed in the future, we can switch that up. And that will come up here and go all the way across to the last belt over here, because, hey, it's the limestone and the quartz that are first things we need. Apparently the last patch added optimizations for the belts, but it's a little overactive in down sampling, and like, oh, like, hey, you couldn't see anything there, and now it just pops in. But hey, if it means better performance, that's good. So that should just leave the bauxite. What train just arrived? Don't know. Well, the limestone train just drove through, because I'm guessing he missed his turnaround. Or missed... Someone switched the switch on him. Yeah, that seems like it's going to be a problem. Anyway, the very last train is the bauxite train. As I said, we have 3 pure mines at the moment, but we kind of need at least one more impure, or even a pure if we can. These should all be full at this point. So we're going to start you going. And I sure hope this isn't going to cause a problem, but we'll see. So we have 6 stations, cargo stations, and we need 4 belts. So I'm going to take every 3 of them, and basically use the same 3 to 2 to get 2 belts out, which I'll need to connect up here. And so basically we're going to get a total of 4 belts out of the 6 stations. But first, I apparently need more aluminum plates. Now, we're going to be making these by the end of the episode, I really, really hope. But for now, I have a bunch over here. I should, at least. Yes, look at that. That should hold us until we're making them ourselves. Come on. I clicked. There we go. All right. Obviously, it didn't like hooking that up. There we go. So there's one of the 3 to 2s done. Here's the other, and I just need to hook these up here. And we have our 4 belts of bauxite now. Still no copper though. What happened? To the copper train. Did he still have an end of line in his timetable? Let's see. Okay, I was gonna say, is he somehow stuck? But it looks like he's on his way back. Got our quartz train coming. Our limestone train. Apparently hasn't dropped stuff off yet. Alright, I'm gonna be right back once all these trains have at least made one delivery. And then we can go upstairs and start turning on all the machines. So, I'll be right back. Okay, we have all the materials now. We have our copper. We got our copper. We got our limestone, which apparently I can't sit up on top of, even though it looks like there may be some room. Here we go. We got our quartz, our bauxite, which are sometimes squares, and yeah, that's everything. So let's get it upstairs. Plenty of belts here. All these conveyors going up are all Mark V belts. Because that's the rate we need this stuff. Alright, let's go meet it upstairs. And apparently we're beginning to have a bit of sound issues again. And as I say that, of course, it fixes itself. Okay. Why? Alright, let's just assume it's all up here. because it really, really should be. No, we want you on. Oh, yes, and the final belt I had run out of aluminum for it. So let's try to stick that in now. No. Let's do that again. There we go. Alright, it's a bit dark, but let's try to explain what's going on here. Back there are all the assemblers that make the silica. They take the limestone and the quartz, and the limestone is shared by all of them. We have two belts of the quartz, so one side uses the one belt, the other side uses the other belt. There are 36 of the assemblers. Next we need actually aluminum ingots, as we can combine the silica with the 4 belts of bauxite that we have, and in 26 foundries, and that's right here. That should then come out to being one belt here. We actually have 4 belts of silica, and we'll have 4 belts of aluminum, or bauxite, I should say. The bauxite comes in the top, goes this way, and then we have a second belt here that replenishes halfway down, and the silica does the same thing, only going in the other direction. Halfway down it replenishes. These were tight, so let's see, if I put like a combiner, I'd need the belt in first. So what I decided is I can just put these here, and then I can just put in the belts in a little curve, and that works. That will give us 780, exactly a Mark V belt down the middle here. And yeah, the sound is acting up again. I'm wondering if that's related to recording, because I didn't notice it until I started recording. Anyway, with that all out of the way, we just need to make the Alclad sheets, and that is done in the assemblers over here. And yeah, there's a lot of them. 52. So I actually have 2 rows of 26. But of course that needs copper ingots, so we need to smelt copper, so I have 18 smelters here, and so the copper for them is fed in right here. So let's get this all hooked up and running. And actually now that's getting a bit brighter. Yeah, this is pretty massive. We do have room in the middle, not that we're actually gonna do anything with it, but We could squeeze a few more machines. It's not the tightest floor I have. Yeah, the sound is acting up. But not too bad. Alright. Here we go. I'm sure this is, yeah, this is getting filled with quartz. This belt actually goes all the way around, and that's starting to fill on this side, as you can see. But of course, it's going to take a bit for the limestone to make it all the way around, because it's got to fill all these up first. But luckily, all these machines only need 15 per minute, so it shouldn't take too long for them to back up. A little bit of lag again. You really shouldn't have gaps. And yeah, here comes all the silica. We've got 10 of these machines hooked up to these first belt and the second belt that gets made. So that's giving us 675 on those belts. Then we have 8 machines on each of the next 2 belts. This belt and this belt. And we actually have the lower output belts hooked in first, and they feed the first 6 machines, and then the higher output belt gets merged in to finish the following 7, because there's 13 on each side here. Yeah, we're gonna let this, well, I was gonna say we're gonna let this back up a little bit, but hey, this one's already backed up, and you're probably already backed up. It's just the ones down here that don't get as much, but then after the merge-in, right here, you should be getting a whole bunch. And yeah, you're already backed up too. Looks like we got some squares produced, but that's just, with the number of belts, I could see their first run through of the optimization getting a little hung up. Like this one here, you can see that is actually like 3D and actually has a little indent there, where this one is totally flat, even though I'm right next to it. Of course, if I stand here for a minute or two, the game should realize it and make it 3D and like make these into actual bags that we can actually see moving by occasionally. Like over there. It's early access. You know, what they have done with this game is fantastic. I'm really impressed with how big you can actually build without it slowing down too much. Alright, it looks like we have a few belts that are already done. We're still, though, waiting on this side for a decent amount of limestone. These are the last few to get it, so that's to be expected. That's all backing up now, and I'm sure this top belt will start backing up in just a minute, and of course these will all back up soon. Okay, we can see where the limestone is. It's down to here, or just about down to here. Yeah, you're all backed up. You're all optimized away. so yeah, we're filling in. It will make it down there, and we should be providing quite enough limestone to have this all running. So, next is the actual bauxite. So let's get that hooked up, and we'll start producing plates. Even though these look like plates. There we go, yeah. Level of detail optimizations, they'll get it all fixed up soon, I'm sure. You know, that was probably not a good place to put that pole. Alright. All of these should be identical, so it doesn't really matter where I hook them up, except, you know, they need to go to the right spot. Let's move you out a little bit. So you don't actually overlap. You're gonna go here, you're gonna go there, and not too much I can do, but well, I could do something about that clipping. Just go like that, and you can go to there, and then in. Alright, I'll fix that up later, but... Hey, we're producing ingots. A whole ton of them. Yeah, actually all of these are Mark II belts because, well, yeah, we need 105 per minute. Both of these are over 60. They're not over 120, which is what the Mark II belts can provide. And you can see here's our add-in belt, and you can see that does provide a lot extra for the end of the line down here. Okay. Oh. Ran out of jetpack juice. Well. Here's the copper. It's just gonna load into these 18 copper smelters. Yeah, nothing much exciting there. Let's see if I have some spare jet fuel over here. No. Be right back with you. Okay. I have fuel again. And we're here above the copper production, and you can see we're smelting the ingots as quickly as we can. So at this point, we just need to combine them all, and that's those 52 machines over there. So let's get to it. There's the aluminum. Here's the copper. Comes to this splitter, we have Mark IV belts on each side here, because hey, should be a full Mark V of the aluminum, so only half is going each way, so Mark IV belt will work. And here we go with aluminum sheets. Or Alclad aluminum sheets, I should say. And yeah, this should be making 780 of them, at least once they all get backed up. You know, because obviously this first one is getting much more than 15 and 10 a minute at this point. Hey, oh, sound was back there for a second. I'm not sure if something changed with the latest update that is now interacting with my recording software in a weird way, but yeah, I'm not hearing the sounds either, so it's not just the recording software that's affected. Ooh, that was a nice bit of lag. I also believe there may be a new version of the recording software, so I'll look into that as well. And for now, we are just putting all these into this giant storage, mostly because we're going to need a lot more of the Mark V belt, and this is exactly what you use to make it. And yeah, next time, I'm thinking we'll be making batteries out of these, because before we can do the turbo motors, we're going to need more of these quartz crystals here. Not for here, but because we're going to need to make some more of the crystal oscillators to make the radio control units that are needed to make the turbo motors. And, you know, we're mining the quartz crystals from the cave over there. The next best place to get crystals, as far as I know, is way over there, and that is actually past, that's where we're making compressed coal, and down in there is where we're making fuel and have a whole bunch of fuel generators. And yeah, it's kind of the tip of the forest over there. So we'll have to build another train out that way. Wow. Not that I'm not sure how many of you have been keeping up with this series. I used to actually start a lot of my, or several of my videos from there, looking down upon this factory, and now we're looking down upon that peak and actually almost down upon the radio tower. A few more floors and we definitely will be. But yeah, I'll call this an episode, and I'll see you guys next time with more Satisfactory. See you then.